is our survivor pool that nobody saw coming. No one knew we were doing this. We joked about it with your mom, and she said, yeah, you should do it, but she didn't know we're actually going to do it.
Or how serious we'd be about it.
So, Ro, Cal, Marty, Karen, Todd, Laura, the three of us, Stacy. I get everybody?
I think so.
Yeah.
These are your draft results for season 40 of Survivor. We decided to do a video and send it to you guys.
And we're thinking we're going to do a weekly update of who has been voted off and possibly call you if your person was voted off.
We're not thinking we are.
Okay.
We're doers.
Whatever. Sure. Great.
Thoughts become things. We're doing it. Okay. So this season's different than the rest of them because everybody on the season has won Survivor in the past.
Winners at War, season 40.
In Fiji. Again, I think they film this at the same spot every time now. I thought it was interesting that I read. I always wondered if everybody got paid to do the show, and I think they do. Because when I read about this season, they said the payouts for the episodes increased to $25,000 for the season. And then another $10,000 for participating in the finale. So I guess
The major difference this year is the winner gets $2 million.
$2 million.
On top of the 25,000 or
Yes,
the
of
or
participating.
35 if they.
Yeah. if they go to the
35
finale.
total plus. I mean, that's chunk changing if you can win the $2 million, but
Yeah.
you
The
just
other changes with this season are some of the play. So they're bringing back Edge of Extinction, which was when you were voted out, sent to that secluded island. They didn't tell you how many were going to have to be there before a challenge happened to return back into the game. So you have a possibility of coming back.
What was the lady that season, Edge of Extinction? She went to the island. She spent the entire time.
Oh, she was super
Oh.
tan. What the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
was her
yeah.
name?
She had short hair too.
She was annoying.
Everyone didn't like her.
No one wanted her there. And of course, it was a season to do Edge of Extinction, and she gets voted out, and she spent the entire time on the island.
Who the
Really?
hell
No.
was it? I
Or-
can't remember her name, but yeah, nobody liked her. She pissed
But
everybody
wasn't
off.
that another thing where no one knew they were going there? Like they thought they were being voted
They had no
out,
idea.
and
Yeah,
they had
didn't
the
find
option to
out.
go.
Yeah, they had the option to go home or the option to go to the Edge of Extinction.
And they clearly know this time it's happening because we know.
Yeah. The
I
other-
don't, not to interrupt, but you guys have watched Survivor a lot longer than I have. I didn't
Yeah.
start watching it until Ben won, and now I'm sucked in. It's like a tractor beam.
So the other change this season is they're going to have these things called fire tokens. All we know at this point is they're going to allow you to purchase advantages and resources in the game. So it's a big game changer because before you always had to earn them at a reward challenge or by winning a tribal, your tribe got something. So that just adds a different kind of...
With this, I'm curious: are they going to have to be hidden, or are they going to win them at challenges and they get to pick up what they want?
I don't
I'm
know
just
if they're
kinda
going to be
confused
hidden
as-
like the immunity idols
Yeah.
are, or if they'll win them by, like, if people are going to know you have them, so you have the option to purchase. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to see someone try to make a fire token and pretend it's real.
Right.
Like
Like they do the idols. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. So before we get into drawing, we just have some basic information about how many players have won how many seasons. We have 11 players of the 20 for this season that have won one season of Survivor. 5 players have won 2 seasons. 3 players have won 3 seasons, and only 1 player has won 4 seasons. That's Rob. He played 4.
Rob should have equity in the show in CBS.
Yeah. But then him and Sandra, aside from their playing, Sandra played 3 seasons, he played 4. They've each mentored the last season they mentored.
Correct.
So they've been on the show a lot. But that was just some basic who's won how many. So to get started, we are going to draw first our names, the order of how we're going to pick our players.
You can write down the order.
Yes, I'll write down the order. So these are our names going in here, so we can draw out what the order is going to be.
Jillian, you got to take the top off your torch. You look like you're already eliminated.
Oh. There we go.
Here, do you want to draw, Jillian, and I'll
Yeah.
write down? So this is the drawing order for us.
All right. First, Karen,
With the number 1 pick
number 1 pick.
from North Carolina.
And what I will do, we will go through the order and pick one person, then go back and draw our second players. Go ahead.
Marty.
Wow.
Southerners.
Marty, I hope you make it past week 3.
Yes, that'd be great.
Callie. I don't want to look. I can. Todd. Laura.
Wow.
Our names are not coming up yet.
No, we're going to be last.
Kyle. Allie. Oh my goodness. Rhonda. Stacy. And that leaves me, Jillian, at the bottom of the totem pole.
All right. So now we have our order. Our order will be Karen, Marty, Callie, Todd, Laura, Kyle, Allie, Rhonda, Stacy, and Jillian.
I have a question for the 2 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've only been watching since the season Ben won.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a ton of these people. Is there somebody that's playing this season that you liked from previous seasons that you are really hoping you get? You think is a good player?
Oh, yeah, I can jump right off the gun. I've already been talking about this morning. Sarah. She is the police officer from, actually, let's just take a gander real quick. She's towards the end.
Sarah?
Sarah Lacina.
Yep.
She's from
Iowa.
Yeah.
She won season 34, Game Changers.
Yeah.
She's played in 2 seasons.
She
So
was a beast.
She's a CrossFitter.
Yeah, I mean, so she should really do well in these challenges, I'm assuming, you know. But we'll get into that later. But Sarah's definitely one that I want on my team.
How about you?
It's hard. I love Sandra and I love Rob. They're both very intense players, but the season you started watching with me, it was incredible to watch Ben, and
Actually play the game and go look for idols.
he grinded at the end and came back and was up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It was still dark out, searching for idols. That might have been the first season they had to make fire.
And he was bottom of the barrel. Like, that guy was going to go home.
A lot of times they voted.
Yeah.
But that might have been the first season they had to make fire. Like the final 2 were already, if you won immunity, you picked who you wanted to go with you, and you chose the other 2 to make fire. And he made fire and got back and fought and got back into it. And it was just like incredible to see him fight. So he's a pretty cool.
So my pick, and I don't know a ton of these people. I didn't even know who Sandra and Rob were until they mentored this last season. I remember Ben, and for whatever reason, I think that's all I remember. But if I had to pick, Ben obviously played the game great. But I want Rob, and I have a reason for this. Is because he was on the finale for the last season. He was at the show, and Rob was really skinny. I think Rob made it pretty far because he was a lot skinnier at the finale than he was the entire show.
Yeah.
So I think Rob made it pretty far. So I kind of want Rob.
Okay.
All right. Throw names in that bucket.
All right.
Do you want to keep picking? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. So this is Karen's first pick.
All right. Amber.
Ooh.
That's his wife.
Yeah.
That's Boston Rob's wife. Yeah. I hope he votes her out.
He does mention that. We just rewatched the preview trailer for the upcoming season.
She was on season 2, Australian Outback, and she won season 8, which was All Stars.
Remember season 2?
No, I think I was too young for that.
Colby was on that season.
Oh.
Super.
Your husband's sitting right here.
That's okay. I was like 12 when the season aired.
That doesn't make it okay.
So yeah, she played on 2 seasons. She won the All-Star season, which the All-Star season is actually where her and Rob met. Was the second time. It was the second time for both of them playing when they met.
I mean, I'm surprised more of these people don't actually get hooked up, married, date.
Because it is a pretty cool.
You're stuck on an island with this person.
Well, and not even that, just the whole Survivor culture. Like, it may not even be someone you played with, but you're gonna know these people. They probably have other, they probably have other things when they get together. So that's pretty cool. So that's a good pick for Karen.
Yeah. All right. Want to do another one?
Yeah, let's go for Marty's first pick.
Yule.
Okay, Yule. Yule's played in 1 season. and he won
Season 13, Cook Islands.
Cook Islands. Yeah. So the funny thing about Yule is one of his pet peeves is people who don't wash their hands after using the toilet. He's a complete germaphobe.
He could be stuck on an island for 39 days.
Which he was once because he won the show. So it's just crazy that he was able to cope with that and still compete on the show. That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Callie's first pick.
Oh, Sarah.
Oh,
Callie?
man.
I hope she wins. So I'm rooting for you, maybe.
There's no trading in this draft.
No trading.
Sarah won season 28. We just talked about her, right? That's what Jillian wanted.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
she was on season 20. I'm sorry, and she was winners,
34,
which was Game Changers.
Yeah, so she's played in 2 seasons. She's a police officer, and the cool thing about her is they ask if you still watch Survivor, and she said yes. Every Wednesday, my family sits down and watches Survivor together, so we can relate to her on that regard too. All right, Todd's first pick.
Denise.
Okay.
Where's she at in this mix of the
okay. I'm going to talk about Denise real quick.
Yeah.
So
real quick, she's played 1 season, won that season in the Philippines.
Season 25. She's from Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
She's from Iowa, and she's a certified therapist. But in parentheses, in her bio, it said she's a certified sex therapist. So if any of you guys are having trouble with your sex life, just reach out to Denise. She will,
Give her a
I'm sure,
call.
help you out. There's nothing else to do in Iowa, by the way, probably, than to have sex. So
Probably.
Her question, you still watch Survivor? This is her response. Yes, every Wednesday. Work, activities, and life in general is planned often around our Wednesday night family viewing.
work,
So a lot
activities.
like us, you know.
Stop it.
We just talked about her work. Okay.
We did. Okay. All right.
All right.
Laura's first pick.
Laura. Oops, I dropped some. Sorry. Uh-oh. Rob. Kyle.
Okay, Laura's got a good one. Boston Rob. He's going to be a tough one to beat. He's the most played player. He's played in more seasons than anybody else.
He was in season 4. I didn't even write down the names. There's so many. I was like, I don't have enough paper. Seasons 4, 8, 20, and he won season 28, which is Redemption Island.
I have it as 22, but no,
or 22, I'm sorry. And then he was the mentor on season 39.
Yeah. And I just thought it was funny. His pet peeve is crybabies, which is very Boston of him to have, zero tolerance for that. But he did say in the promo for this season that it'd be really unfortunate if his 4 daughters, if they had to see daddy vote off mommy, is what he said. So.
I mean, the two of them, one household, they've literally increased their odds of winning $2 million.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
They'll
you
be
should
a
probably
target.
keep your wife around.
Oh, definitely. To split them up.
If they're on the same tribe,
they will be a
they're
target.
going to be a target because they are a pair,
Yeah.
But he's made it clear that doesn't matter to him in this game. It doesn't have anything to do with his play style, but it's still, I think, is going to be a factor.
I'm calling
on the show.
BS. It's $2 million. You're going to increase your odds of
All
$2 million.
right.
Ready?
Kyle's pick. Yep.
Wendell.
How fitting.
He was the winner of season 36, Ghost Island. He's from Philly.
He's from Philly.
Why do I remember Wendell? Did I watch that season?
I don't think so. I mean, possibly, because Ben was... What season was Ben in? Maybe that was like...
Ben was season 35. So
Yeah, so you might...
36.
You might not have been a dedicated watcher like we are, but I think you watched it more with me because you were more familiar with it at that point after Ben had won. So that could be why. But yeah, I'm interested to see what goes down. He's from Philly. He'll be a little
no cheesesteaks on this island.
little gritty. Okay, my first pick.
All right, Ellie.
You keep dropping them, Jillian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy Collins. I remember Jeremy.
Jeremy's from Massachusetts. He was on season 20. He was on season 29. He won season 31, which was Second Chance.
Yeah, so
technically,
cool.
this is Jeremy's third chance.
Yes.
Actually, no, because he already won. But.
So it's kind of fitting that I chose Jeremy because one of his pet peeves is people who talk to me, meaning talk to him when he's trying to watch a movie. We would not get along. I talk through every single movie
That was really fitting.
that I watch. You can ask him and her, and I do that.
Even if I've never seen the movie, you ask me what happens.
I can't help it. But hopefully Jeremy does good, and I'm rooting for him.
Just waiting for you to ask me who won the season of Survivor.
All right, whose pick are we doing next?
Rhonda.
Sophie.
Rhonda gets Sophie. So Sophie's pretty young. I believe she's my age. Because she won South Pacific.
Season 23.
23. And when they asked when she first watched Survivor, she watched it May 31st of 2000, which that was the first season. And she was 10 years old, and I was also 10 years old. So we are the same age, so it's pretty cool that she's been watching it as long as I have. We've watched all the seasons, so that was kind of a pretty cool... but the funny thing is, she wrote here that her dad was writing a book about islands and thought the show was a documentary.
Yeah,
so
I read
we
that.
wanted to watch it for research, and it
Yeah.
definitely wasn't a documentary.
No.
But no, so that was pretty cool.
Survivor might be one of the first like reality TV shows that I can remember.
It's been on for 20 years at this point. They do 2 seasons every year, season 40. It's been on for a long time.
I mean, not the first, but one of the first. I mean, I think the first that I remember was Real World.
Real World. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Guys, do you see her hobbies? I'm just kind of looking at those. Skiing, podcast. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Maybe we can ask her to join us.
Oh my God, that'd be freaking cool.
We'll see if she makes the cut.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stacy.
All right. Stacy Charmley. Kim.
Stacy gets Kim.
Kim.
Oh, Kim.
She's from Texas.
I know
She
her.
is the winner of season 24, One World.
Oh, yeah.
She's an interior designer, so I think she'll be in charge of putting camp together.
Yes, probably. All about the feng shui. So yeah, she started watching it her senior year of high school, 2001. So she started watching probably around the second season is when she started watching it. So she's been long term also. Pretty cool.
Seeing her,
Pretty
I
cool.
remember her, but I don't
Not
know.
anything about
She's not
her.
memorable to me. Like
Yeah.
one of all the winners that we've seen,
Right.
she doesn't stick out to me. But
Okay.
maybe
Maybe she'll
so
change your
far.
mind. Yeah. All right, Jillian, your first pick.
All right, my pick. Here we go. Tony.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Tony,
Oh,
I think,
yes,
is Vin
yes.
Diesel's brother.
Yes, Tony, from Jersey, of course, you
believe
know.
Tony is a cop.
Yes, he's a police officer. He's played in 2 seasons. He won his first season he was on, and then played in Game Changers and didn't win that one, but he's playing it twice. So his pet peeve is one-uppers. I'm not going to name names, but we all know a topper here in this group.
Kyle.
It's not me.
I shouldn't have to spell this out for you. We'll talk later. Don't want to drop names on air. But yeah, Tony, I think will be good. Tony, from what I remember, typical guy from New Jersey, rough and tough, but he'll be a pretty good threat in this game, I think.
If Survivor doesn't work out for him, he doesn't win $2 million, he can be Vin Diesel's stunt double.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
All right, so we got through the first pick for everybody. Looking good so far. You want to start round 2?
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2.
So Karen, second pick
Ethan.
is Ethan. Ethan's a good one. So I remember Ethan. He played in early on in season 3, and he won that season his first time. Then he played a second season.
Season 8 All-Stars.
So I know Ethan's been through a lot. Ethan did have cancer, and he survived.
Is this why he is a keynote speaker?
Possibly,
Okay.
very possibly. I can't remember what kind of cancer he had just now. Just left.
His occupation was social entrepreneur and keynote speaker.
It's probably what it is. He's been through, a lot in his life. I feel like it was lymphoma or leukemia or something, but don't quote me on that. But no, he's a good player. I remember him being like entertaining to watch, but a good strategic player as well. Some
Marty.
good picks.
Marty's next pick.
Yeah.
Marty.
No one's picked Ben yet.
Oh, Marty. Sandra.
Oh,
It's a good
you got
pick.
a good one.
I love this woman.
She is feisty as all get out.
She was season 7 Pearl Island winner. Season 20 Heroes versus Villains winner. She was on season 34 Game Changers, and then she was the mentor last season.
So yeah, she's played 3 seasons, has her mentor seasons, and the only 2-time winner to date. So she's pretty.
I
awesome.
remember her from Heroes versus Villains. I feel like she was a big one on that show for me. She was a strong woman. And
Yes.
I don't remember her from her season 7 win, but
Yeah.
definitely from Heroes versus Villains. I just remember she was an awesome player.
Yeah, she's very, very, as she describes herself, as sassy, unapologetic, and loyal. She's very sassy. That's a really good pick.
Yes.
All right, Callie's second pick.
Nick. Love this guy. I love him.
He competed recently.
I remember Nick.
He was on season 37, so not too long ago.
David versus
Goliath.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the kid from Kentucky.
Yep.
And did he make friends with somebody else from Kentucky that was like backwoods Kentucky?
Yes.
Yes.
They had like a little
they
close
might not
friendship.
Have, yeah, I don't know if they were from Kentucky, but they were definitely a backwoods person. But he came close to him. But he was really a chameleon in the game. He was able to connect with that guy who was still kind of backwoods, but he connected with everybody. Obviously, he won the game. He was a good social player.
Yep. He's an attorney, so he knows how to talk.
His inspiration, Sandra.
Yep. He wants
Because
to be
he
the
wants to be the
next
next two-time winner. I mean, that's a good person to look up to, I guess.
You're in Kentucky and you're an attorney. Do you what do you do? Do you handle ancestral affair divorces? Or
The other cool thing about him is he says he still watches Survivor every Wednesday, and he's even considering starting a Survivor podcast.
We'll beat you to it.
Game
We
on.
beat you to it, but we'd love to have you on the show. That'd be pretty cool. All right, Todd's second pick.
Michelle. Let's see.
Michelle.
I didn't have much on Michelle. She's from New Jersey. She won season 32.
Yep, she started watching also, I think, the very first season when she was about age 10. So, yeah, she's been a long time fan of the show. She actually said it's the greatest TV show of all time in her unbiased opinion. But no,
know.
she should be.
It's a good TV show, but How I Met Your Mother was pretty good too. Shout out to CBS.
All right, Laura.
Ben.
Oh, my God.
Do we pay Laura now?
Right.
We should, because this is just absolutely ridiculous.
Are you kidding me?
Who was her first pick again?
Rob.
Totally unfair.
So, Kyle, are you kidding me?
I'm upset right now. Laura, could you just send me your PayPal? I'll just send you the money now.
Yeah, exactly. So Ben's competed in one season. It was Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, and he hustled. He grinded at the end and won.
So this is my first time watching Survivor, and I didn't catch this season until the very end. But here's why I liked Ben. And I like Ben even more after watching the next few seasons that I've watched. For whatever reason, they think it needs to be a secret sometimes that they have a idol. And it was at the end of the show. I'm sorry, Ben played it perfectly. He went out and looked for it. I wouldn't care if someone knew I was out looking for an idol. I'm trying to win $1 million.
Yeah, he knew he was on the bottom, so he didn't care who knew.
I'd leave camp and be like, hey, everyone, going to look for an idol. Like, I wouldn't care.
Right.
And I'd want people to know, like, hey, I got an idol. Because then they're going to have to start. What that would do, in my opinion, was if you tell people, I got an idol. Yeah, it's right here. They're going to start fracturing other alliances.
Yeah.
So Ben played it perfect. He got to the end. He actually went out and won. He literally won that for himself.
Yes. He did. It's a good pick. Mom's probably going to win. This pisses me off, but whatever. Okay. Kyle.
Danny.
So Danny's won one season.
Season 11, Guatemala. She's from Kansas. She does not look like she's from Kansas.
No, she could be like from LA. So she states that she doesn't really watch Survivor still. It's difficult to find time being a wife and mother of 2 very active boys. But she does what she can.
Don't have time to watch Survivor
To
because I
me,
have
that's
2
just
kids. But I'm going to
ridiculous.
leave you guys for 39 days possibly.
Exactly. But we'll see. Best of luck for you.
Sending my money to Laura.
My second pick.
Oh, Tyson.
Oh, Tyson. Tyson's kind of a controversial player here.
Is that why he was on season 20, Heroes versus Villains?
Probably.
He was actually a 3-time contestant.
Yeah, so he's played a lot. So he's, you know what I mean? He's seasoned in that.
He won season 27, Blood versus Water. He was on season 18, and he was on season 20. That's a pretty quick turnaround from 18 to 20.
Yeah, because they did the heroes versus villains there, so it was kind of a gathering like this was again, but not all winners. So when he first started watching Survivor, he didn't start watching it until right before he went for season 18, which is kind of weird to me. Like why would you audition for a show that you're not a really big fan of and want to be on it for 39 days? Well, I mean, great.
But those
whatever.
can make the best people if they
$1
don't know
million.
any of the tactics.
That's why
But
they
he
do it.
also said that he hasn't missed any episodes other than those on seasons he was on after he was voted out because he's petty. So he wouldn't finish watching the season if he was voted off of it, which is kind of funny.
It's childish. They give you $10,000 and show up at the finale. Suck it up, Tyson.
Let's now hope. I don't know what it was then, but all right. Rhonda's second pick.
Row Daddy.
Auntie Row.
Parvati.
Parvati. I felt like she was a intense player too. I felt like she was,
Is it the mugshot that gives you that vibe?
No, I felt like watching her, she was, not that it was dirty in a bad sense, but she would backstab people or vote people off if she had to advance herself in the game, which that's what Survivor is
That
about.
is Survivor, yeah.
You can't hold it against her. She wanted to get to the end and she won, obviously.
I mean, her 3 words to describe herself: survivor, champion, and goddess.
And she's also played in 3 seasons, so she's very, familiar with the game as well. She's played a lot.
Season 13, Cook Island. Season 16, which she won, fan versus favorites. And season 20, heroes versus villains. I'm assuming she was a villain.
She might have been. I can't remember.
I feel like I put that with her name. I think of that she
Yeah.
was not.
And then
on
her
the right
pet
side.
peeve is heavy breathing, and it reminds me of Hey Arnold. Just made me laugh. Okay.
It's like
All right,
Mia waking me up in the
last
morning.
two. Stace,
Exactly.
you and
Stacey.
me. Natalie.
All right. Natalie's played in 1 season. Season 29.
Oh, there she is. Yes, I remember her.
This is a good pick. Natalie's also a CrossFitter, which is going to help in challenges. Which, speaking
Yeah.
of challenges, I cannot stand at the very beginning how they think like they're already in week 20. Hopefully these guys won't. They're more experienced. But they act like they're 20 days in and like, we got to get them out. They're a threat. It's like, no.
You need to win challenges.
You need to win
advance yourself in
challenges
the game.
because there's 2 things in Survivor that everybody knows about. And it shocks me every year that everyone's like, I'm a big fan. I watch every season. I love this show. Blindsides and idols. And blindsides happen because you want to win money.
Right.
Money's a motivator. And why on earth wouldn't you want to win challenges? I don't care if the 8 people you're with tell you they're going to vote out someone who they think is going to be a threat. I'm taking you to the end. No, you vote out the bum, the Karishmas, that cannot help you win a challenge because all that is doing is putting your own head on a chopping block.
Yeah, very true.
Win challenges first. Worry about getting to the merch.
All right, my
All right.
my pick.
Yes.
Let's pull it out. Adam.
So Adam's a good pick. So he's played 1 season and won the Millennials versus Gen X. And he states that he started watching Survivor, the season finale of season 1, and he loved it so much that started a fantasy league with his family for season 2, and he hasn't missed an episode since. So I think he'd fit in really great with us because we do this every season.
I don't know if I'm going to like Adam.
Why?
Because when I was looking at Adam's bio, it said his job was he was a keynote speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And host.
Of what?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know
like
his
him.
whole life.
this is the guy. I'm a keynote speaker. You see him on Find
What?
It.
I'm sorry, he plays
You're gonna
poker.
see him on.
Hey.
Does he? Like professionally?
He said,
No.
well, it's his hobbies. I'm
Hobby.
sorry.
Okay, well, I'm a keynote speaker. He's gonna be on Love It or List It and be like, I'm a keynote speaker. I'm a single guy, and my budget's $3 million.
Oh my God! Don't be so negative.
And he's gonna marry a girl who's like a rock climber. Her budget's $1 million.
Well, guys, that's the end of the drawing.
Is that it?
That's
Yeah.
it. Everyone has their 2 people.
Okay.
We got through everybody.
Well, does anybody have anything else? Other
don't
than
think so.
just need
No.
Laura's PayPal to send her the money.
Yeah.
I know.
Everyone,
May the survivor gods be with you. May your contestants find idols and actually play them. It still haunts me.
May they not go home with idols in their pocket. The
Or
last season was
tell
bad.
someone.
I had someone had 2 idols in their
someone.
pocket.
Oh my God! The last season was bad with that.
If you're gonna be that dumb, pass them off when you leave. Like, hey, here.
I know.
I got a
Dump
couple
them
idols.
somewhere.
Use those. I
Something.
didn't.
right?
All right.
Well, best of luck to everybody.
Yeah.
And after that first week, we hope to be sending you another video recapping week 1.
Or a phone call. Let's hope you're not a phone call, because if you're a phone call, that means someone of yours got voted off.
Let's hope we're calling somebody else. Is not one of the 3 of us.
Ooh, that would be a
All right,
fun
touche.
video, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.